Morning. It's 28th of December. I haven't walked for over a week. I've spent much of Christmas quite inebriated and drunk and sleeping a lot, eating far too much. So I was dying to get out, absolutely dying to get out. So we were up early this morning, 8:30 we left. Me and Eric, as you can see, coming up behind me. It has to be said, it's lovely to be out. So I haven't updated my YouTube for a couple of weeks. So I've got a couple of weeks. I'm going to call this week 8. I think I've got week 6 and 7 still to upload. It's lovely out here today. I don't know if you can see. It's misty. It's very, very cold. Although not too bad when we're actually walking. We're doing the 9 mile today. Like I say, we're up early, up and out early. This is a quick message to wish you a happy Christmas, really, if anyone's watching. We'll get back on it. There is some news about some timelines that I'm changing. Actually, I might as well mention them now while I'm here. So I'm thinking I might do I was going to start the Land's End John O'Groats in April. I think I'm actually going to do coast to coast in April. As I understand it, the whole reason for starting in April, I'd be up in Scotland in June, but as I understand it now, the midges any time after May are ridiculous up in Scotland. So doing it in June or doing it in August, I don't think it's going to make a heck of a lot of difference, and I might actually get better weather up in the Highlands. So I'm going to do the coast to coast in April. Eric there might come along, depending on if he can buy some gear by then. Hopefully do the coast to coast in 11, maybe 12 days as a training exercise with all the gear and that, and then I shall start the Land's End John O'Groats at the end of May, beginning of June. I've got to be on it by 5th of June, which is my birthday. So that's the plan now. Anyway, welcome to week 8, I think I said I was going to call it. And I've probably put on, look at that, I've probably put on a few pounds over Christmas. I've eaten terribly and not done much walking, but we're back out again. 28th of December. It's a lovely day, and see you tomorrow. So, said so again. Anybody's been watching these, that's just become my catchphrase. It's now Wednesday the 29th of December. I didn't go out yesterday, which was Tuesday. I went out on Monday. I did 9 miles on Monday with Eric. I was knackered. It was over a week since I'd had a walk. I'm seriously beginning to consider maybe rest days aren't the best thing, or certainly rest weeks. It's as quickly as you get back into the walking, you certainly seem to fall out of the walking habit very quickly. So yesterday, absolutely shattered. I got my stick back though, because I didn't have my stick on Monday. I left it round the fence. So I went and got that back. So yeah, I'm out and I'm on my own. Look, not a person with me. So that's a big step. I don't think I've actually walked on my own for weeks. And I was wondering if I'd be able to manage. Obviously, oh wow, look at that. That heron just flew out from it was like that tree. Can you believe it? How did I not notice it? Anyway. So yeah, I haven't walked on my own for weeks. It's something that I've got to kind of get used to. And I suspect the people that walk with me regularly will drop off one over time, because obviously the distance that I'm going to be doing will extend, but it has given me a chance to listen to my book, although so last night I was ready for bed at about 10 o'clock. Like I said, I was absolutely knackered, but I saw on Reddit, if anybody knows me, I'm a big fan of the Cthulhu mythos, H.P. Lovecraft books. I like games based on the Cthulhu mythos. I like his books. I've read most of the stories multiple times over the years. So I was on Reddit yesterday and found somebody had linked these BBC Radio 4 podcasts, which are modern day kind of dramatisations of some H.P. Lovecraft stories. So I started listening to it about 7 o'clock last night, I suppose. I started listening to the first season, which was about Dexter Dre or something like that. It's not a story that I know actually, because it's not in any of the books that I've got. I believe it was only published like 20 odd years after he died, after H.P. Lovecraft died. Anyway, so I started listening to that about 7 o'clock and then fell asleep, so I had to go back to the third or fourth episode so I could listen to it again. And this bit, I don't understand this bit. I don't know if you can see over there, they built these steps up into the walkway, up to here, and then for some reason they didn't. There you go, there's steps coming up there, and then there's steps there, and for some reason they left this bit unwooded, like without a walkway. It's ridiculous. This is part of the centenary walk, so obviously a lot of people are taking that as a challenge. This whole area here has just got wider and wider and wider as people are trying to go around the mud. It hasn't dried out at all. Yeah. Anyway, so I fell asleep, had to go back a couple of chapters. So my habit is when I go to bed to listen to a book or whatever, and I generally fall asleep and then have to go back the next day. So last night, well, let's just say this dramatisation was a bit creepy, like very creepy. So I couldn't get to sleep, obviously, because I kept on thinking, wow, this is creepy. So all of a sudden it's 1 o'clock in the morning and I've finished that season. But I've still got up at 6:30. I was out on the road by 9:15 maybe. So yep, I'm out on my own. Anyway, so I thought, well, while I'm walking along, rather than listening to my book, I'm listening to Blood and Bone at the moment by Ian Esselman. I don't know if I've also told you I'm a huge fan of the Malazan Book of the Fallen by Stephen Erickson. And Ian C. Esselmont was his partner in crime, let's say. So Stephen Erickson wrote the main series, and Ian Esselmont has written several other books that follow on. So I'm reading one of those. It's all about the Crimson Guard. If you've not read, I'm not going to go on. This isn't a book review or anything, but if you're into your fantasy, if you're into fantasy at all, you've really got to try the Malazan Book of the Fallen. Absolutely brilliant. I've read the main series I think 3 times now. This is the first time that I've gone through the Ian Esselmont books. His writing's not quite as good, but he fills in a lot of the gaps, because in the main series there's lots of stuff that's mentioned that's never mentioned again. Like, you know, you just find out that the Crimson Guard You don't even meet the Crimson Guard in the first book. You just know that they're part of the enemy, and then by the second or third book they've just disappeared. And then Ian Esselman books go on about what that's about. You do meet, I think in the fifth book, I think you meet a few of the Crimson Guard in another part of the world. Anyway, there's Diva over there. As you know, I'm trying to get through as quickly as possible because I'm not a big fan of anything that's bigger than me and can kick me to death. I used to ride horses a lot, but ever since I was almost killed by a load of cows, it just kind of freaks me out just a little bit. So if Diva can stay over there. Anyway, so we've made it through the field. I haven't died, which is awesome. I always find that a bit of a bonus, a bit of a plus when you don't die crossing a field with horses, and particularly cows. Make sure the gate's shut. Countryside code, you know. I've come through here, both gates have been open at either end of the field. Ridiculous. People have no idea. Anyway. So, yeah. I started listening to the second season of this podcast, which is another sort of dramatisation, modern dramatisation of Whisper in the Dark. I had to stop. I've had to put my book on instead. Man, there's nothing quite like reading a story about strange happenings going on in the countryside at a farm. Whilst you're walking through the countryside. I kept on having to stop and check behind me. Bear in mind, I mean, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in ghouls, goblins. But it doesn't stop your amygdala, does it? So you've got that little tiny part of the brain that says, yeah, but what if? So yeah, I've had to stop listening to that. That was kind of freaking me out. Now I'm listening to my book. I thought I'd make a quick, well, it's not so quick because I think I've rambled on a bit today. The other good thing about, or a strange thing about walking on my own is that obviously I get time to think, where I'm often walking with other people and we're talking about things and discussing the politics of the day, and I don't really get to I don't ever think about picking up my phone and recording something, which I suppose if I'm wanting to do this. Anyway, that's about it for now. I might see you later and I might see you tomorrow. Bye bye.